Assalamualaikum and good day I bid to all panels. My name is Fadani Afika binti Abdul Aziz. I'm from Malaysia and a student of Faculty Science and Mathematics. So today I'm going to explain my research entitled The Development of a Virtual Reality Video in the topic of magnetism and its usability from the perspective of undergraduate science education students. So as an introduction, in the 21st century, teaching aids are very important and should be used in the teaching and facilitation process, which is aligned with the first wave of the Malaysian Education Development Plan. Teaching aids can attract students' interest compared to the explanation by the teacher orally. According to Zain, the way of learning can be diversified if there is development and improvement in technology. Next, according to Clark, the learning and facilitation process will be more interesting and fun if teachers use virtual reality methods. Next, the use of virtual reality video on the topic of magnetism can produce a positive effect on student learning. Visualization can assist students in understanding each abstract concept in learning, complex process, and building mental models. Next, we go to problem statement. First, a large number of students have problems in learning magnetism. Next, students experience misunderstanding related to the concept of magnetism even after attending learning session. Next, the concept used is too abstract and the topic is not preferred by students to understand it, and students are unable to apply learning in the classroom outside of the classroom because they learn by rote. There are two research objectives. Firstly, development of a virtual reality video in the topic of magnetism, and determine the usability of developed virtual reality video from the perspective of undergraduate science education students. Next, there are two research questions. Firstly, does the developed virtual reality video have good validity and reliability values? Next, does the developed virtual reality video have good usability value among trainee teachers? Theory underlying in the study is constructivism theory. This theory is used in the study because this theory emphasizes in the student-centered. According to Yusof, students can communicate with each other actively during the PDPC process and at the same time help improve students' understanding. Next, this theory proves that the knowledge received by the student is based on the student's effort and not the passive reception of information that occur. For past study finding, learning and teaching materials will be more effective with the advent of virtual reality. According to Siwin, virtual reality videos support a constructivist approach in learning. And last, virtual reality is active learning, a teaching method that shows a significant impact on students' learning processes. Next, the research design used in this researcher is the development research which implements along with survey studies. For design and development, according to Ritchie and client, the design of this study was used because it was pragmatic and provided an opportunity for the researcher to test and validate the theory in practice. And by using the model ADI because it consists of 5 levels, which is analysis, design, development, implement, and evaluate. Next, for survey study, a descriptive survey method in the form of a quantitative approach involving statistical analysis. Next slide. For the population and sample of study, the target of population consists of 87 students of Bachelor of Science Education semester 6, 7 and 8. For pilot study, 15 students of Bachelor of Science Education semester 8 was chosen, while for the actual study, 72 students of Bachelor of Science Education semester 6, 7 and 8 was chosen. Next, for sampling research method, the researcher used simple random sampling, while for the research instrument there are two, which is expert validation form and usability questionnaire. Next, for the development of a virtual reality video in the topic of magnetism, the instruments for data collection is face and content validation form and usability questionnaire form, while data analysis method used is expert consent percentage and Cronbach alpha coefficient value through statistical package for the social sciences software. Next, for the determine the usability of the developed virtual reality video from the perspective of undergraduate science education students, the instruments for data collection used is usability questionnaire form, while the data analysis method is descriptive analysis to obtain mean score and standard deviation through statistical package for the social sciences software. Next slide is result and discussion. For validity of virtual reality videos and questionnaire forms, based on the result of the achievement of face and content validity for the questionnaire and virtual reality video from two selected experts, the total value of face validity is 90%, while the content validity is 85%. The achievement of face and content validity for the questionnaire and virtual reality video was calculated using the formula that has been presented by Sidi and Jamaluddin. The validity of the content of the questionnaire is high if the validity coefficient is 0.7 and above and produce 70% and above. Next, for reliability of the pilot study. Reliability data were obtained from a pilot study. A sample of 15 students of the Bachelor of Science Education Semester 8 was used. Next, the sample size for a pilot study of 15 to 20 people is sufficient to analyze the external validity. The sample size for a pilot study of 6 to 9 people is adequate. Next, the reliability of the instrument was tested using the interpretation of Cronbach alpha values by Bond and Fox. Last, according to Bond and Fox, a Cronbach alpha value of 0.8 indicates that the instrument has a good and acceptable reliability values. The level of reliability for the entire construct of the instrument is very good and effective, with a Cronbach alpha value of 0.967. Next, for this research has 4 constructs, namely content, design, perception, and the usability of VR video. Next slide, for the usability of the actual study, data were analyzed through questionnaire findings obtained from the actual studies. A sample of 72 students of Bachelor of Science Education Semester 6, 7, and 8. The applicability of the instrument was tested using the mean and standard deviation values for each construct. According to Wisma, the level of achievement for mean analysis is high if the mean value is 3.67 to 5. Therefore, the overall mean average for the usability of the instrument is 4.70 and is at a high level of mean analysis. Meanwhile, the average standard deviation is 0.36. Thus, the result of this analysis indicate that respondents agree on the usability of the developed virtual reality videos for the teaching and facilitating in the topic of electromagnetism. So, this positive perception is in agreement with expert evaluation. Experts agree that virtual reality video has a high potential to attract student interest more effectively while learning when students are engaged in this style of learning. Next, for conclusion, a validated virtual reality video for the topic of magnetism was successfully developed. Its usability from the perspective of undergraduate science education students was determined. The research found that this virtual reality video had a high percentage of expert agreement, and the level of user perception on the usability of the developed virtual reality video that was found at a very good level with a mean score value of 4.70. For the acknowledgement, the author would like to express their gratitude to the Faculty of Science and Mathematics, particularly the Department of Physics, for encouraging and publication amongst undergraduate students in Sultan Idris Education University by collaborating with an international journal publisher. Next, for the references, these are the list of references used in this study. Thank you.